Get ready. It's time for a well-deserved break, Pittsburgh, with Heather Abraham and David Highfield from the KDKA-TV studios. It's Pittsburgh Today Live.
Hey everybody, thank you for joining us. You may have already heard that our friend and former host of this show, Jon Burnett, passed away yesterday. And so we're going to spend some time this morning remembering our friend Jon.
You know, he had so many roles here, hats at KDKA, including forecasting the weather, hosting Evening Magazine, and he was also a co-host when I arrived here with Pittsburgh Today Live with Kristine Sorensen, who is joining us today in just a little bit.
Yeah,
right now.
So thank you for joining us this morning. Jon was 71 and died from complications from suspected CTE, and we're going to talk more about what that is a little bit later on in a moment.
But first, you know, Kristine joining us now. I mean, you guys, for how long were you co-host for PTL?
Yeah, we co-hosted PTL for 11 years.
Wow.
And before that, actually, when I first started here, I was the weekend anchor and Jon was the weekend meteorologist.
Oh, yeah,
so we hit it off from day one. And, you know, you just either have that chemistry that you can't force.
Yep.
And you two had it.
We had it.
Yeah.
It was just immediate. As soon as we were together, we could tell we were going to be best buddies. He called me his TV wife. And we really he was like the yin to my yang because, as you know, he was super spontaneous. He was always fun. And I'm much more, you know, organized, control. Okay, see, this is a prime example.
Right.
Laughing. Jon was always silly. I mean, we just had so much fun together, and he made that show so much fun for me. You know, someone had to keep the show on the rails. That was me, but he made it a blast. But I think the other side of him, people may not remember as much, is that he was very sensitive, very caring. I mean, he would really reveal his emotions, and I think that's also what viewers connected with. I mean, I have had a lot of tears the last few days, but I'm much better at controlling my emotions. Jon, on the other hand, would let it all out, and I think that's one thing that viewers really, you know, got to know him because he was so open.
Right.
Well, and I think that is so important because, and such a reason why I think that he was such a fixture here and a Pittsburgh icon. Because not only did you sometimes see the tears flowing, but also he would, you know, I told the story this morning, I believe it was Raina that said that they would have hot peppers down, and he would just start you know, oh my goodness. So
if you told Jon not to eat something, he was guaranteed to eat it. Yeah. That was a challenge. That was a dare.
I remember he had tears of a different sort after he found the hot pepper. So you know what? We have a clip of just some of the fun that he had here on PTL. So let's take a look at this.
I'm so impressed you're eating it.
That began a regular challenge. What will Jon eat? The answer, almost anything.
Turkish delights.
Turkish delights. All
Go
right,
ahead,
from
Kristine.
Turkey.
Delight yourself.
happy birthday to you.
Oh, thank you.
Look at her go.
That's the Holy Grail.
That's my girl.
Oh,
That's my girl.
that's good.
Still, Jon proved his worth when he rappelled down a Pittsburgh high-rise. I wouldn't do that.
Somehow I knew he would do that.
Remember that next time.
Are talking about one of my favorite events of the year on today's show.
Yes, it's one of my favorite events, actually.
That's right. I just read your line, didn't I?
Making me laugh.
I'm crying. I'm laughing so hard.
Maybe we shouldn't have given that to you.
Sorry to confuse you.
Used to eat the biggest hamburgers we'd ever seen.
Oh my God. That shows like the moment where he read your line and you just pick up flawlessly.
And that's the chemistry I'm talking about. I mean, you know, you and Heather have the same kind of vibe where you just really hit it off and really get each other.
There was a moment that when he retired and we had him back on Pittsburgh Today Live, and you know, and he worked with Heather for like a year or two here on this show. And you talk about him showing his emotion because we all got emotional. And so it's video that he was talking morning. And then of course, he started here with Liz Miles on Evening Magazine. And then he did Pittsburgh Today with Patrice. So we had this message from Patrice. And so we were playing the message. And of course, we had the Kleenex here. And you see Jon getting emotional. Before we even played the message, we just said, we have a message from Patrice. And it was enough. And I relate to Jon like that because Heather can stare at me a certain way and I start to cry. But I will always remember how supportive he was to me whenever I started here and caring about my career, and also supportive of Gary and I. I mean, they were at our wedding. I mean, just such a classy guy.
He is really, you could tell when you were with him, he looked you right in the eye and he really did care. It's funny because I was talking to Ross Gadati yesterday and I said, you know, Jon's the kind of guy who'd enter a room and he lit up the room. And Ross said, he lit up your soul. And I was like, you know what? It was more than just the charisma of lighting a room. He really did care.
Yeah, he asked questions of you.
Well, I was about to say, he would seek you out, you know, and you're right. Didn't matter who you were, if he knew you or not, he would seek you out, and he was genuinely interested in what you were doing. So for PTL's 20th anniversary, we have more with Jon Burnett. For PTL's 20th anniversary, Jon recorded a message about this time on this show and his time on this show, and it shows how special it was to him and how special the audience was to him as well.
I miss the audience. I miss the comments. I miss, you know, the guests and the fun times we would have on that show that, you know, it was pretty tough to have anywhere else in or out of television.
And I know he talked about just how special you were during that too. You know, we want to talk about CTE and the fact that he and his family wanted to share the story with you, and what a difference that has made. Like, really, the reaction is incredible, right?
Well, and you saw from that video, I mean, you could see he had a lot of neurological problems just with the speaking and his memory. And so he really wanted to make a difference. As he did in our lives, he wanted to make a difference after his life. And he is, because he is donating his brain to the National Sports Brain Bank, and that's here when I did that story with him almost exactly a year ago. He wanted everybody to know about this, and anyone who has played any sports, whether it's at a collegiate level like he did playing football at University of Tennessee, or even at a high school or lower level, who did any kind of sport where you may have had an increased risk of head injuries, football obviously, but soccer, boxing, any kind of those sports, they really need people to be part of the study to understand CTE, what causes it, why do some people get it and some people don't, you know, and just so we can make educated decisions on what the risks are of certain sports and how to protect people's brains.
Yeah, and all the people that have been motivated to get in touch afterwards because he spoke out.
So after his story, the number of people who signed up for the National Sports Brain Bank, which is right here at the University of Pittsburgh, more than doubled in a response to Jon's story, which is amazing. And I hope more people will. I know we have the website on KDKA.com.
And you know, and that was so important because just like you said, that was so Jon. You know, he wants to help, and he's even being able to help after he's passed away.
Absolutely. Yeah, much too young though, 71. I mean, it's just hard to believe.
Okay, you know, he had a number of roles here too, obviously. I mean, I think he did a little bit of everything. He started, just like you said, David, with the Evening Magazine. But what was your favorite? What was your favorite memory and role that Jon had?
Oh gosh, I mean, I loved hosting PTL with him because, you know, he, like I said, he made the show so much fun, and we were like the perfect team together when we could do it together, and he was such an entertainer. You know, I learned from him how to connect with the audience. I mean, he was a natural, and he honed that craft over so many years, and I think that's why audiences really connected with him. But we were the lucky ones to get to know him in person.
You're absolutely right. Kristine, thank you for joining us here today. And we want to thank you for joining us as well, as always. And we, of course, will miss you, Jon Burnett. Thank you for brightening our days, brightening our lives. We're going to be right back.